Earlier in the tutorial, I showed you how to use the vanishing point tool, but I want to talk to you about something called flatten now. Let's take a look at the layers. As you can see, we have our vanishing point effect, we also have a layer mask, and we have a drop shadow. And we also have our crate. Now, some artists like to work with one layer at a time and then build back up again. For example, they'll go to the menu options here and they'll choose Flatten Image. And that will give you one image, and then they'll add more layers and build more effects. Now, this is not how I like to work. I like security. And I think that flatten is a little scary. And especially for people who are new to Photoshop, let me tell you why flatten can be bad. Let's say that a client has assigned you to do this artwork, and they might want you to change it somewhere down the road. If you do flatten this image, look what happens. So let's say you open this tomorrow. All of your layers are gone. You can't easily go back to vanishing point or that shadow. You can't easily turn things off or on. So they might say turn that shadow off or turn off that layer and put something else there. You're stuck. So what I suggest, if they do indeed want a flat version of this file sent to them via email, simply go to the File menu instead and choose Save As, and then give it a different name. So choose whatever they need on this list and send them that. So if they want a TIFF, send them a TIFF. If they want a JPEG, send them a JPEG. Like I said before, sometimes artists have hundreds of layers and they don't want to see all those layers. So once again, another alternative is grab some of your layers and then create a new layer set. So, go to your Shift key on your keyboard and then go to your options here and then choose new group. And then call that group whatever you want to, and you can collapse it. That way you don't have to see everything all at once on your screen. That's just a great way to work. So make all your different groups and then you can twirl them down to see things. Flatten is something I advise against if you have a good computer, a lot of memory, and you don't really need to do that. I will keep my documents at all times with all the layers. Even if you want to send your client a screenshot, do that instead. So find a screenshot application. On a Macintosh, it's called Grab. Take a snapshot of it and then email them that. So flatten is something I'm going to advise against if you're new to Photoshop, because if you save at this point and you open tomorrow, this is what you're going to be stuck with. And you'll have no way of going backwards and turning some of these things off and continuing to build and add on this. So you'll have to start from scratch, which is going to be a waste of your client's time and your time. So to save time and money, this is bad unless you know what you're doing.